We are live. We are live. We are live. Let's see. I'm trying to do this thing with StreamYards. There we go. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, brothers? Come on in here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, hey, hey. All right. All right. I'm using StreamYards for the first time, brothers. You know, this is my first planned stream, so we are doing something that is new and different. Hey, brothers, what's happening? I see you. Universal 178, JT 9000, I see you. Ryan Jackson, I see you. NG Progressive, I see you. In the chat, I see you, brothers. We alive. We alive. Cynical Optimist, I see you. Bagley 232, I see you, man. I see you. We are live. We are live. We are broadcasting live. We're just going to give the brothers a minute. Xavier brothers, I see you, brother. I see you, brother. I see you. It's a nice day in North Carolina. It's a nice day, brother. I see you guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on in. This is my first time doing this this planned stream. Okay, and you know, I'm on using StreamYards for the first time. Here we go. Lotus Scorpion, what's up? What's up? Hey, the sisters. Hey, sister. Lotus Scorpion, I see you. What's going on? We see you. We see you. We see you. All right, all right, all right. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. I want to talk to us. We want to have this conversation. We want to have this conversation. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the title, what we're dealing with, visionary black men countering the culture of black male disrespect. I see you. I see you. I see all y'all in the chat. I see all y'all in the chat. It's a Sunday afternoon, just a little bit after 12 p.m. My clock says it's 12:04. Says it's 12:04. All right. There we go. Bagley 232. I see you. I see you. That's right. BMA. Black Male Agency. Black Male Independence. Black Male Agency and Black Male Independence. We are in this place. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We are here. We are here. We are all the way live. We are all the way live. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. It's a nice day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to have an exchange and to live out loud. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's all right. Come on in. Come on in. And shortly we'll begin our conversation together very shortly as everybody comes into the chat, come into the stream. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. A lot has happened this week. A lot has been going on, and we have to build upon the events of this week and what we continue to have to deal with in terms of the situation of black men in the United States. And the focus of this channel in particular, we deal with black men interests, black male concerns. We deal with empowerment matters related to black men. Okay, if you are new to this channel, welcome. Share, like, subscribe. We want as many people to be a part of this discussion, those who are interested in black male independence, who are interested in black male agency. We want you to be involved in what we are doing, all right? What we are doing. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm not going to wait too much longer, and this is not going to be a very, very long stream, everybody. Y'all know what it is. Listen, I want to build on. I want to build on what we talked about on Wednesday. Those of you all who are part of the stream on Wednesday night, we talked about Mr. Kevin Kelly out in Dallas, Texas, and the True Kitchen plus Cocktails restaurant. Y'all know what it is. We dealt with that situation. A black man who decided to draw a line in the sand. A black man who decided to enforce standards in a situation in his restaurant where people lost sight of standards, where you had damn near chaos, you had damn near anarchy, twerking. And if you were a part of our conversation, I'm going to say it again, what we saw in that moment was an instance of more than 5 decades. 5 decades of chaos, collapse, and disruption in black society, which is reflected in this whole thing that we call twerking and ratchet culture. I'm just going to put it out there just like that. I'm going to say we have, in parts of black society, we have a culture of no standards. We have a culture of failure. And that culture of failure is presented to black men who are in positions of leadership, black men who are administrators, black men who are in positions of authority. And black men are disrespected. Black men such as Mr. Kevin Kelly are disrespected. And there are black men in a variety of levels, in a variety of arenas, who have to deal with this type of disrespect. This type of disrespect is met by black fathers, is met by black men in families, is met by black men who are in government, in law, in education, black coaches, black teachers. The black men who are in the skilled trades, the black men who are plumbers, black men who are carpenters, black men who do HVAC, black men who work at high levels in those arenas, they have to deal with a culture of disrespect. And brothers, what we have to do is we have to think about, as black men, how we counter this culture of disrespect. And I am hoping, brothers, I'm hoping that a whole bunch of young black men are listening to this broadcast. I hope so. Because this culture is deep. I said we can trace it back 5 decades, but it has a much longer history, Okay? Okay? We have to deal with the fact that slavery and Jim Crow, as they were manipulated, as they were engineered by white society, all right, produced a situation which undermined, which prevented, all right, and impeded the emergence of competent black male leadership. And we have to recognize that we have within black society a psychology that is influenced by racism and white supremacy, an internalized racism, which makes it extraordinarily difficult for lots of black people to respond in positive ways and productive ways to black men who attempt to exert any type of leadership, competence, or authority. And you can look at the history of black male leadership. You look at the history of black male leadership, and it is there. It is that every black male leader that you study throughout history has had to deal with this history of disrespect. But what we're going to talk about here in this stream, brothers, what we're going to talk about here is what is necessary as black men, all right, to counter this culture of disrespect, to counter the ratchetness, to counter the chaos, to counter the nihilism that is constantly presented to black men. That is that you have to ask yourself the question, when you look at somebody like Kevin Kelly. This is a man who is a personal injury lawyer. This is a man who has businesses. This is a very distinguished man who has a track record, who's been around for some time. He just didn't fall out the sky. You have to ask yourself the question, what is it that motivates, what is it that allows this man to not be deterred, to not be undermined, to not be subverted by this culture of disrespect? Because I'm going to say this, brother, that this wasn't the first time that he dealt with this disrespect. This wasn't the first time that he was challenged. This wasn't the first time that his competence, all right, was not questioned and criticized. This wasn't the first time. Every black man, there are a whole bunch of you brothers. He said there are a whole bunch of you brothers who know what I'm talking about, especially you black men who are over the age of 30. You are over the age of 30. You've lived long enough to encounter this culture. That's why you're here. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that enables a black man to go forward, okay? To sustain himself. Because this thing is bigger than all of us. It's much bigger than all of us. We have in black society, we have children. Listen, and I want y'all to take note of this. I said this before in the past. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to echo it over and over and over and over and over again. We have within black society a culture that is rooted, that is connected to the vast majority of black households. A culture of disrespect that is connected to the vast majority of black households that are ran primarily by women. And what do I mean? That is that you have children who are being raised exclusively by women. You have children, you have black girls, you have black boys who are being raised exclusively by women who have very limited or no contact with black men as authority figures. They have limited contact with black male in terms of fatherly leadership. They have limited contact with black men who have demonstrated in life any real competence. They have limited contact because the mothers, in large part, not all of them, but a good number of them have rejected black men and black male leadership and authority. And also they have driven those black men away. So you have children. When children come to understand what it means to have leadership capacity, when children learn what a leader is, a leader in the psychology, in the imagination of a child, a black child growing up today, a black girl or a black boy, their image is a woman. It is not a man. It is not a man. Okay? So you got children who are being socialized to see black men as something other than leaders, as seeing black men as something other as being competent, as seeing black men as being a part of the lowest of the low, the lowest denominator. They have a diminished understanding of masculinity because masculinity is not a part of the culture that raises them. They go to school, they have female teachers, they go to college, they have female professors. They hardly come in contact unless when you have the boys who are engaged in sports. They might be in football, they might be in basketball, they might have some black coaches or what have you. But those black coaches only have them for a short period of time. They don't live with them. And so what happens? You have black children who grow up and they come into adulthood having no regard for black men in leadership positions. And so what happens is when they become adults and they just so happen to encounter that when they encounter a Kevin Kelly, all right, their only response is the response that you got in his restaurant, okay? And True Cocktails, True Kitchen plus cocktails. And there are black men who can tell this story all over the country. They can tell it all over the country, okay? And what we have to recognize, brothers, is that this thing is deep. And that the only thing that we have And here's what I want y'all to get. The only thing that we have to buffer ourselves against this, the only thing that we have to buffer ourselves against this is what Mr. Kelly has. And what does Mr. Kelly have? Mr. Kelly has vision. 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 I want y'all to go back to all those videos again. The brother said, here's what the brother said. The brother said when people asked him why he responded to those people in that restaurant, the brother said, I have a vision. I have a vision for an upscale fine dining establishment, which means I have a vision for the type of clientele that's going to be there. I have a vision for this business. And what vision means that this brother has purpose. This brother has intentionality. And what vision means within that context, okay, is that he has attached himself to something that is much bigger than himself. Something that he will fight for, something that he's going to guard. He's attached himself to something that he's not going to allow anyone to undermine. It doesn't matter who they are, black, white, male, female, it doesn't matter who they are. Green, orange, tangerine, Latino, okay, Asian, South Asian, gay, lesbian, transgender, it doesn't matter who. You're not going to undermine the vision. And that's what I want to accent and emphasize right here, brothers, is that black men in particular, in order for you to have something as a buffer against this culture of disrespect, you must identify your vision. Identify your vision. Black men in your 20s, black men in your 30s, black men in your 40s, black men in your 50s, black men who was in his 60s. I need you to put your finger on your vision. That is that thing which is much bigger than yourself. That thing that enables you to get up in the morning. That thing that sustains you. That thing that keeps you from going crazy, which keeps you from becoming self-destructive. What is that thing that keeps you from committing suicide? That thing that you are going to guard, that thing that you are going to protect. I am talking about vision. And vision is what propelled Kevin Kelly to say what he said in that restaurant at that particular time. Vision is what compelled Kevin Kelly into risking, as I said before in the last video, risking it all. Because once you have identified your vision and you are serious about that vision, that's going to drive your life, okay? No amount of disrespect, no amount of opposition, no amount of adversity, no amount of trials, no amount of tribulation is going to set you off course. You are going to pursue that vision. And I want us to deal with this in this channel and this work that we're doing. When we talk about black male independence and black male agency, that's the thing. Black male independence and black male agency are nothing if they don't have a vision, if they're not attached to something that is bigger than themselves. And we have to have something that is much bigger, something larger. And the best way to really think about this, brothers, when you think about religion, next thing about religion, when you think about religion at its very best, when you think about the Abrahamic religions, when you think about Judaism, you think about Christianity, you think about Islam, all of these religions, which we call the Abrahamic religions, they all believe in something that's bigger than themselves. And what is that thing that is bigger than themselves? That thing, the Jews call it Yahweh. The Muslims call it Allah. The Christians call it God. It's monotheism, okay? You look in the story in the Bible, you look at the 22nd chapter of Genesis, you look at the story of Abraham, who goes up to the Mount Moriah to sacrifice his own son, Isaac. He goes up because the deity God calls him up there to sacrifice his son. Abraham goes up to that mountain because he was committed to something that was much bigger than himself. Now, I know this seems absurd. This seems crazy. It seems ludicrous, but that's what it means to have a vision, something bigger than yourself, something that you will not allow anyone to get in the way of, especially the ratchets, especially the people who have a culture of disrespect. And that's the thing. This culture of disrespect that exists within Black society in particular, in American culture in general, is a culture, all right, that undermines Black male agency and Black male independence. It is a culture that seeks to keep us frozen. It is a culture that seeks to keep us underdeveloped. It is a culture that seeks to keep us in a place, a status that is no different from a child. And every Black male, if he is going to ascend, if he is going to develop, that Black male is going to have to identify a vision, a large, robust vision for his life. Because the fact of the matter is that this culture of disrespect, this culture of disrespect wants us to remain on the margins. It wants us to remain subservient. That's right. It wants us to remain at the level of the clown, at the level of the minstrel. It wants us to chase after entertainment, and it wants us to be entertainers. It wants us to celebrate foolishness and ratchetness. Okay, and so when you think about trap, and I know a lot of people love trap and all that kind of stuff. When you think about what trap has done and what trap represents in the culture in terms of Black men and how it's consumed, okay, it represents the very lowest. It represents underdevelopment. It represents the very lowest forms of achievement. It is underachievement. And that's why everybody loves it. And that's why everybody celebrates it. And that's why the twerkers, they co-sign it. Because trap music, it does not have any standard. It does not propel people to be more than what they are. It does not demand that Black men have any type of real vision. It is just a form of titillation and entertainment that takes you nowhere. And the people who disrespect us, they want us to remain stuck in that. And this is why Mr. Kelly had to draw a line in the sand. Because these people want us to not have standards. They don't want us to exert any type of vision that would bring us into a higher plane in terms of independence and agency. We need vision, brothers. Vision that would take us much further than where we are. And it's important, brothers, as we get ready for this great reset, the reset. Everybody's talking about the reset. And the reset is true. The reset is here. We're talking about the reset. We're talking about the new world order. We're talking about the reality, the state of affairs, a different state of affairs that is about to emerge. And as we enter into this reset, it's important, brothers, that we identify vision. Young Black men who are middle-aged, Black men who are much older. So that we are not defeated, so we are not undermined by this ratchet culture that is supported by a lot of professional people, a lot of middle-class people, a lot of upper middle-class people. They have joined hands with the lower-class people in promoting this condition where there are no standards, there are no rules. All you have is anarchy. All you have is chaos. All you have as the outcome is more underdevelopment. Vision, brothers, for this great reset. Brothers, as I said before last week, there are brothers like Mr. Kelly all over the country. And what we had with this situation was a pedagogical moment. And I'm hoping, brothers, that everybody who saw this video, Everybody who saw what has happened, I'm hoping that they learn that the need and the necessity of having a vision, guarding a vision, and not allowing anyone to undermine or deter us from the vision. And this is it. And this is it. And what we have to do, brothers, again, we're going to have to, you're going to have to get into a place right now in terms of guarding your vision, is that you're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to make some decisions about your associations. You're going to have to make some decisions about the people that you were with. You're going to have to make some decisions about your relationships, brothers, okay? Because your vision can be undermined by a toxic relationship. Your vision can be deterred, okay, by the wrong network or by the wrong circle, okay? And it may be that you're going to have to modify and amend those who are in your company. And it may be for a moment or a period of time, brothers, that you may have to walk alone in order to fulfill and realize your vision. Because I'm going to tell you, brothers like Mr. Kelly, who is a lawyer, who was a personal injury lawyer, brothers like that, all right, they have to walk it's a long road. It's a long path. What we see is the outcome of years and years of work. We call it success, but it's years and years of work. And you know that there are moments on that journey. You will know that there are moments on that path where you have to go it alone. You have to become a monk. You have to separate. You have to distance yourself from those toxic, ratchet, nihilistic, and chaotic elements that will undermine your vision. And I want you to see that. I want y'all to take that seriously as you go forward, as we think about 2021, as we think about the coming years. As we think about the new world order, we about to see a new world order. Y'all think that this COVID stuff, technology and everything that we're doing remote, it is turning the world upside down. It's turning the world upside down. And the people who are going to survive, the people who are going to go forward are the people who have vision, the people who are looking into the future, not the people who are driven by immediate gratification, not the people who are just caught up in hedonism, not the people who just want to have fun all the time, but the people who are thinking about a long game. Okay? This is the Great Reset. And we're doing it right now. All these movements that we have online and offline, SYSBM, all right? If you talk about the MGTOW, if you talk about the Crimson Appeal and all that kind of stuff, all these movements that we have, okay, is a reaction, all right, to this culture of disrespect. It's a reaction to chaos. If more, all of it is a reaction, all right, a necessary reaction, all right, that puts you in a position, all right, that's going to be advantageous to you during the Great Reset in the emergence of this new world order. Brothers, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to be motivated by your vision, to be driven by the vision, and don't get deterred. I'm gonna give y'all just one last example, one instance, and I'm gonna wrap it up because I don't plan on doing this. I don't want to be here all day long. We're not gonna do a long stream. But I'm gonna give you one example, and that example is Kevin Samuels. Y'all see Kevin Samuels, and y'all see what has happened to Kevin Samuels over the last several months. Kevin Samuels, as I'm doing this broadcast, this live right now, he just had a viral clip, a piece of his show, okay, which amassed over 1 million views on WorldStar. And there are all sorts of reactions to Kevin Samuel. And if you watch Kevin Samuel, you see as his platform has grown, he has encountered a great deal of disrespect. as he has moved forward, this 51-year-old black man who has worked in the world of sales, this black man who has worked in the world of corporate America, a black man who has distinguished himself over time, okay? He has invoked the ire, he has invoked the vitriol of the ratchets, of the people who want to see black men in an infantilized state. But what's instructive about Kevin Samuels is that Kevin Samuels has not responded in counterproductive ways. Kevin Samuels has not been reactionary towards all of the criticism, all of the heat, and all of the negative evaluations that are now coming his way. And I submit to you, brothers, is that Kevin Samuels continues to move on because Kevin Samuels is animated by and propelled and driven by vision. When you have your vision, you go forward. And no one can knock you down. You continue to do what you have to do to advance. That's what you have to do, brothers, to expand. To have vision, it's not just purpose. And a lot of brothers talk a lot about purpose on YouTube, but purpose has to be tied to vision. Something bigger than yourself, something grand. This is what BMA, brothers, Black Male Agency, and this is what BMI, Black Male Independence, is all about. And this is what SYSBM. So when you talk SYSBM, and I want to make this clear so people don't misunderstand what I mean when I talk about SYSBM. I'm talking about black men. When I understand SYSBM, we're talking about black men being attached to something that is bigger than themselves. Black men not being impeded. You are not being impeded by those ratchet, destructive forces. You are aligning yourself with those elements in the world that are going to be conducive to the type of vision that you are pursuing for your existence. And if it means that you got to break ties with elements within Black society to do so, so be it. That's why I said with Brother Kevin Kelly last week, if he needs to move away from a Black model of business to simply a universal, a non-racialized model of business in order to flourish, that brother needs to do that. You don't need to be held captive. You don't need to be held hostage to a whole bunch of ignorance and a whole bunch of self-hate. And I'm going to close up on that, brothers. You don't have to accept and you don't have to tolerate the levels of self-hatred that exist within Black society. You don't have to deal with that self-hatred that exists within the souls. And it's not just, it's all over Black society. It's male and it's female. But a lot of it that we get, unfortunately, is from the female side. It comes from this internalized idea that Black men are less than, that this internalized idea that she does not have to assent to Black male authority, Black male competency, Black male leadership, anything that a Black man does that is productive, she does not have to recognize, affirm it, or accept it. She has a microchip right in her neck that tells her to reject it. She has a microchip in her neck to tells her to criticize it. She has a microchip in her neck that says that I need to regulate this Black male's ego. And you don't have to accept that. It's enough that you have to deal with this from the larger white society, from white employers, from white politicians, from white people in business. It's enough that you have to deal with this at every level of society that is dominated by white people. You don't have to tolerate it from the people who look like you. And it's not only this Black female, I'm going to say this, the Black men. We have to recognize that we Black men have a lot of work to do in terms of emancipating ourselves, liberating ourselves from this scourge of self-hatred, and that we destroy each other, that we harm each other, that we have this need to one up each other and to constantly knock each other down. Okay, we have this unhealthy competition between us. All right, that is driven by this internalized notion, this internalized reality of self-hatred, and it undermines vision. So, brothers, I'm going to wrap this stream up. I'm going to wrap this situation up. I don't want to be here forever. I'm so glad, brothers, that you all are a part of this conversation. I'm going to do more streams in the future. This is the first time me doing a planned stream. I wanted to speak to this situation again, because it's ongoing. This is a problem. This is a condition that Black men have to deal with. This is an ongoing situation. Look at the other videos I've done on Black male defamation. All right, this is tied to that, the defamation of Black men, and what we need to do, being men of vision, means that we are visionaries. We are not. We don't take the victim stance. We are not going to take the victim stance. We are going to take the visionary stance. We're going to be visionaries versus victims. This is the approach. Every video that I have done up to this point covers some aspect of what I'm talking about right now. So, brothers, more is coming in the future. If you're new to this channel, share, you like, subscribe, everything. If you want to donate, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. More is on the way. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, everybody who was a part of this conversation on this Sunday. This is, I'm going to call this is the Sunday special. Let's see, we might make this a recurring thing. We see you all, brothers. That's right, Solomon. We are at war. We are at war, brothers. We are at war. So listen, remember, man, BMI lives, BMI stands, all right? Black male independence, that's what it's all about. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday and be the visionary Black man that you are intended, that you are meant to be in this world. Peace out to all you guys.